The whole point of this is rapid direction change in sport. When you put your foot down and you change direction, your ankle, your knee, your hip rotate. It doesn't matter what type of sport you play, that is a basic human movement, and it's not being covered with something like barbell. So take this exercise and put it into your gym training before your barbell training as a piece of warm-up. In the world of fitness, you have barbells, best for pure strength. You have kettlebells, best for strength endurance. You have dumbbells, good for pretty much everything. And you have heavy clubs. Heavy clubs are the thing that people don't know how to use. If you have a heavy club or you are thinking about getting one, let's talk about the first 10 minutes of training so that you understand what you need to know in order to maximize the benefit of the heavy club and to make sure you don't get hurt. Because if you get hurt, you can't train. When people get into heavy club swinging, they do not understand the most important thing. Your base foundation is that of a foot pointed straight ahead deadlift. The thing that heavy clubs do better than everything else is rotate. They rotate better than barbells, they rotate better than kettlebells, they rotate way better than dumbbells. All sports are based on rotation. All throwing patterns are based on rotation. Whether you're throwing a baseball, throwing a football, using a sword, throwing a punch, throwing a person in judo, all of those things emphasize rotation. Heavy club swinging is the thing that you need to understand in order to get better at rotation in a predictable way without getting hurt. A sport-specific throwing pattern has a lot of foot movement in it. This is a proto-throwing pattern, the thing before a sport pattern. We are going to start from a basic deadlift position. We're going to point our feet generally straight ahead, and we're going to pick up the club just like it's a deadlift with straight elbows. If you go into the gym and you start trying to deadlift with bent elbows, it tends not to go well. And so you should be focusing on your shoulder pack and your elbow lock. Step up to the club 2 feet straight ahead. The club is now directly between the insteps of our feet. Unlike a barbell deadlift, we are going to rotate from the outset. Even a small amount of rotation. Take our shoulders, tip one way. One hand will be closer to the heavy part of the club, the other hand will be not. The first thing we see that goes wrong in the first 10 minutes is people lock one elbow and they bend the other elbow to be square like it's a barbell. It's not a barbell. Rotate. One leg drives forward, one leg drives back. Heels stay flat on the ground. Both elbows lock out. Just like with a barbell, the most important thing is how we pick it up. Clearly, a deadlift with a heavy club is not going to do a lot. So we need to do something that you can't do with barbells. We need to do a clean. We get underneath it, we focus on our rack position. Our rack position in heavy club is called order position. When we put it down, we go back to hang, just like with barbell. Hang the club, lock the elbow, pull the other shoulder back, try and lock the second elbow, set it down. If you can pick it up and put it down without getting hurt, you're already on your way to doing it well. Feet flat on the ground, try to get double elbow lock. That's the thing that confuses people in the beginning, the rotation in the clean pattern. If you want to work on your deadlift, the barbell is the best thing. If you want to work on deadlifting for extremely long periods of time, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in order to build endurance, then you go to a kettlebell. That's the best thing for that. What clubs do different than absolutely everything else is take that deadlift and turn it into a rotation hip pattern. With a barbell, it is a front hip snap, a symmetrical hip snap. With a kettlebell, it tends to be a symmetrical hip snap, although you can do throwing patterns with a kettlebell. It's just not really designed for that. A club, on the other hand, is designed for that. Let's take our deadlift pattern with our feet pointed straight ahead, our elbows locked, and let's start to sit in our back leg and work on a side to side swing. 2 feet point straight ahead, elbow lock, that causes rotation. Fire the lats. Just like a barbell deadlift, we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna start to shift from side to side, and our goal is to build up to side swing. The hard part is keeping the heels down, not moving the feet, and working on the elbow lock. One side is easy, that side. One side is hard. When you set it down with good technique. into a deadlift. The side-to-side swing is something you are not going to encounter in your barbell training. You can do it in kettlebells, but because a kettlebell is 8 or 9 inches across and a club is 3 to 4 inches across, you can swing a heavy club laterally without hitting yourself in the leg. Use the correct tool for the correct thing. All sports have inside patterns and outside patterns. Let's say in boxing, when you throw across the body, inside, it's a cross. When you throw outside, it's a jab. If you practice a side-to-side swing, you will get better at things like striking very easily. It does this one thing better than barbell. If you talk to Olympic lifters, they talk about getting under the bar all the time. Hip snap, explosive hip snap is a key to athletic power. When you change direction, you get side hip snap. Let's work on something that clubs you better than anything else. The side swing, low to high. Take our top hand, focus on our elbow lock. That's the thing that people mess up. We're gonna go outside the foot. This is the down position, and think of this as a side high pull. It's not exactly a high pull, it's a swing, but think about it that way. Let's start by powering up. Leg drive, leg drive, leg drive, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Focus on the elbow lock at the bottom of the hand closest to the knob of the club. If the elbow is bent, then we are not rotating like we want to. Start with a light club because people tend to do this wrong. And when they bend their elbow, they tend to roll their spine under load. Think of it like barbell. When you're in barbell, your spine is straight. Same thing here, our spine is straight, our hips are rotated, but our spine is still square with our hips. Our hips rotate. When we stand up, then we start to get spinal rotation at the top. Sit into your back leg. Go down, opposite the weight, stand up. Opposite the weight. You're shifting your weight back and forth, just like you do in striking, just like you do in throwing. Always start with a light weight. Run a whole training cycle. Make sure you understand how to do it, because when people mess this up and they bend their elbow, they tend to tweak their spine. Just like when you go to barbell class, you warm up with a light weight every time forever, because if you make errors, it doesn't cost you a lot. We talk about people doing full training cycles with each weight and heavy club because we want people to start with a weight so light, if they mess it up, they don't get hurt and they can work on their technique, they can build up and then get to a heavy weight over time. Just like barbell, just like kettlebell, just like dumbbell. Lightweight, work on technique, build up until you can't do it wrong. The whole point of your first 10 minutes of training is to start with picking it up, realize it's a deadlift, focus on elbow lock and shoulder pack, then do something that the club does better than anything else. Swing from side to side. Swing high to high, then we swing low to high. After that, we would like to get people towards inside circle and outside circle. Our goal is to get people to pick the club up, feet are pointed straight ahead like it's a deadlift, elbows lock, shoulders pack, don't hit yourself in the face, rotate inside circle, 4 cues, push, swing, pull, catch. In the beginning, people think this is an arm exercise. It is actually a leg exercise. Push, swing, pull, catch, rotate across, push, swing, pull, catch, come back to center. The opposite of inside is outside. The opposite of cross is jab. Top hand defines the movement. Move away from our center line, the same 4 cues. Push, swing, pull, catch, come back to center. Push, swing, pull, catch, come back to center. Push, swing, pull, catch, come back to center. Think of it like a deadlift. Go to your hang position, focus on elbow lock, set it all the way down. Let's demonstrate it with a heavier weight so you see the heavier it becomes, the more it becomes legs. Just like barbell. If you can clean a barbell with your arms, it's not heavy enough yet. It should require hips. Pick it up. Inside circle goes towards the center line. Don't move the feet. Push, swing, pull, catch, rotate, push, swing, pull, catch, rotate, push, swing, pull, catch, come back to center. Outside moves away from our center line. Push, swing, pull, catch. Rotate, push, swing, pull, catch. Rotate, push, swing, pull, catch. Rotate. Go to hang position, set it down with good technique. In your first 10 minutes of heavy club training, the important thing to realize is that getting hurt will cost you training. We want to keep our feet pointed straight ahead. We think of it as a deadlift family of movements. But unlike a barbell, which moves in a straight line, we use the club to emphasize every type of human rotation. The most important thing is picking it up without trashing your elbows. Just like with a barbell, we focus on elbow lock and shoulder pack. We keep our spine straight and we're moving everything else. If you know these things in the first 10 minutes of training, you understand what, why, and how to practice. Just like with barbell, kettlebell, dumbbell, you will run a multi-year training strategy. You start with a lightweight, usually guys around 15 pounds. Guys, mid-weight is 50 pounds. Their heavyweight is 70 to 80. When they're at 70 to 80, they're definitely doing it right. When they get to 50, there's almost no way they can do it wrong. If they try to skip steps in training, just like with barbell or kettlebell or dumbbell or bench, if you try to skip steps, you get hurt. Focus on good technique. If you get hurt, you can't train. If you can't train, you don't get to your goals.